You can either close the eyes or take a soft gaze down. Make your final fidgets. And then let yourself come to stillness. Feel the whole body settling. Let the seat become very heavy, really rooting down through your block or your pillow, your mat. And not just the sit bones, but the legs heavy. That connection between yourself and the floor, very strong and sturdy. And then from that foundation, you can think about lifting the crown of the head up, lengthening the spine, keeping the shoulders soft. And bringing your awareness inwards, start to scan the body, checking in with yourself, noticing whatever's coming up for you this evening. So using your awareness to explore the physical sensations that are there, the natural processes that are tingling and pulsing and gurgling, but also discovering any areas that might feel tight or uncomfortable, maybe anything that you need to pay a little bit more attention to through the practice. You don't need to make any judgments or any changes, just acknowledge whatever's there this evening. And let this be a full body scan, so checking in with every area, every nook and cranny, every body part. And then taking a look more at the energetic layer, notice your energy, your mood. Bearing all of this in mind, know that you're very welcome to rest whenever you need to. You can modify as much as you need to, use your props. And equally, feel free to use any variations that you like to practice. Bring your awareness onto your breath. Just watch it for a few moments. Notice how it feels, the natural rhythm, where it moves to, how deep the breath is. And we'll start to deepen the breath, working towards some diaphragmatic breathing. So lengthening your inhale and letting the inhale be nice and full and round. And then lengthening the exhale and making that quite active, so squeezing the belly in to push the breath out. We'll continue with this deeper breathing, inhaling, allowing the rib cage to expand in all directions, and the belly and the sides and the back. your inhale, and then exhale. Long, complete exhale, squeezing or drawing the belly button in towards the spine. And we'll take 5 more rounds of breath like this. And you only work in a way that feels comfortable for you. If there's anything that doesn't feel good for you, if it feels stressful at all, then just ease off. Maybe just watch your natural breath cycle. Taking 3 more breaths like that, and imagining the torso is like a balloon, so everything is allowed to expand. Even the belly can pop out. Stay close to this breath. Notice how it feels, that rise or lift with your inhale. And a sense of release or grounding with your exhale. 1 more breath like that. Let go of the breath. Just check in with yourself again, observing any shifts in the body, the mind, the breath. You can start now to create a smooth, easy breath that you'll use through the practice today. And sometimes it's nice to work to a count, so maybe 3 or 4 seconds on your inhale. And then the same count on your exhale. You'll establish that rhythm and use that to guide you through the practice. And the breath is nice and smooth and easy. The transitions will also be smooth and easy. We'll bring the hands into prayer in front of the heart. And take a moment to consider your intention, maybe for tonight's practice. It might be for the rest of the week, or it might be this long, drawn-out run-up to Christmas. So anything that comes to your mind, any quality that you would like to manifest. And when the mind feels blocked, you just think about why you've joined the class this evening. We'll take an inhale together. Send out those intentions with your next exhale. Release your hands down and come down onto your backs. And draw the knees in. Just give them a little squeeze in towards your chest. Any movement here that feels good on your back, on your hips. And then release your feet down. Bring the feet to the edges of the mat, knees bent, your arms out to the sides. And drop your knees over to your left. So the feet stay wide to the edges of the mat. And we get this twist through the spine and then opening through the right side of the body, the right thigh. You can roll your head to the right. Take a couple of breaths here. Come back through center and roll the knees over to your right. Pushing the top hip forward a little bit, rolling your head to the left. Take a couple of breaths here, and remember you work at your own effort, so to speak. So you can really thrust that hip forward and make it quite strong, or you can just soften into it and be a little bit more easy on yourself. We come back to center, bridge position, feet are hip width and parallel. You should just be able to touch your heels with the tips of the middle fingers. Push your palms down by your sides and then lift the hips up. Exhale, release down. 2 more, adding in the arms. On your inhale, lift the hips, lift the arms up and overhead. Exhale, you release down. 1 more like that. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, come back down. This time keep your hands on the mat and we lift up into bridge. So the hips lift up any amount. Again, you can make this as effortful or as easeful as you like. You either keep your hands pushing into the mat or we interlace behind the back, but wriggle your upper arms under your back and get that opening through the chest. Keep looking straight up so the chin points up towards the ceiling, and that will give you your natural curve in the back of the neck. Feel like your chest is drawing towards your chin, tailbone towards your knees, maybe lift it up a little bit. And the inner thighs kind of squeeze together like you're holding a block. And that in turn will help to lift your pelvic floor, a little bit of pelvic floor strengthening. We'll take 2 more breaths here. If you're finding this challenging, then you can ease off a little bit. And then gently release down, move your arms out of the way, bring your back down. Take the soles of the feet together and the knees come wide, Supta Baddha Konasana. Let that allow the back to release and the arms come overhead in a V shape. We'll take a few deep breaths here. Feel any new sensations that are coming up. Now you can either stay down or the option is to push the soles of the feet together, push the outside edges of the feet into the mat and start to lift your hips up, either arms overhead or you can push your hands down by your sides. And in this way, we're strengthening through the glutes, through the hips, and that will help to open through the inner thighs and the groin. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Again, if this is strong, you can ease off a little bit or come down. 1 more breath. And then lower down. And let the knees fall wide. Notice if there's any more give, maybe the legs are a little bit wider than before. Gently bring the knees in. Give them a squeeze and we're going to rock all the way up and over, coming to all fours with your wrists under your shoulders, knees under the hips. A few rounds of cow and cat to wake up the spine. On your inhale, take the gaze up, lengthen. On the exhale, rounding into cat pose, push the mat away. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, rounding chin to chest. Come to a neutral spine. We'll thread the needle, reach your right hand out to the side, maybe open up towards the ceiling, and then bring your right arm through. The right shoulder down, the right side of the head comes down. I like to tuck my toes. And your bum sticks up. The bum is still over your knees. Left hand either pushing down to peel that left shoulder open or a drape around your back. 2 breaths here. On the left hand, push back to all fours. And we'll move straight onto the second side. Reach your left arm out and up, and then thread it through. So this twist is coming from your belly button, the hips are square. Belly button to the left shoulder. Either right hand pushing down or draped around your back. 2 breaths. And release out, coming back to all fours. Tuck the toes and lift up to downward facing dog. And you can gently pedal out your feet in a way that you feel that stretch down the back of the legs. And maybe move the hips from side to side a little bit. So you get a stretch through the side waist. And then come to stillness. So the heels sink back and down. Your sit bones lift up and back behind you, and there's a push into your hands. Use your next inhale to come forward into a plank, either a high plank or you modify with the knees down. On your next exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Again, inhale, coming forward into your plank. Shoulders over the wrists. Pushing out through your heels. The hips lift a little bit. And then you use an exhale to push back to down dog. One more time, come forward into your plank. Everything's strong. On your exhale, release your knees down, bend the elbows and come all the way down onto your belly. Push the tops of the feet down, arms long by your sides with the hands, palms down, thumbs turned out, and look down. Inhale to lift the chest, push the crown of the head away from you and reach your fingers, will kind of creep your fingers behind you so the shoulders are soft. Neck is long. Option then to lift the toes. And maybe float your hands off of the floor. If you have space, you might want to bring them out like wings. We're going to hold here for 3 more breaths. So if the breath is not smooth and easy, don't work so hard. Let something soften. One more breath. And then use an exhale to release, bringing the hands under the shoulders. Inhale, tuck the toes, push back seat to heels. And exhale to downward facing dog. In your down dog, bring your feet forward just a few inches, so your heels might come down. And we're going to bring the left hand somewhere on the right leg, so wherever you can easily grab hold of. Twist so you can look under your right armpit. Lift your sit bones up, so still that length through the spine. You can bend the knees as much as you need to. Twisting from the belly button to your left shoulder. One more breath. And you come back to center, both hands on the mat. And switch sides, the right hand on the outside of the left leg. Twisting, so you can see under the left shoulder, keep pushing into your left hand. Couple of breaths here. And you come back to down dog, both hands on the mat. On your next exhale, look forwards. and step to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold forward, take ragdoll. Let the head hang heavy. Any arm position that you want to take, they might dangle or you rest little fingers in elbow creases or interlace behind the back. And just hang out here, maybe a sway or a rock. Toes are nice and long, not kind of grabbing onto the mat. You can shake out the head. And release your hands down. On your inhale, rise all the way up to stand, reverse swan dive if you have space. Keep the hands high. Take an inhale here to lengthen. Exhale, twisting open to your right. The right hand reaches behind you, the left hand forward. Now your right hip probably wants to open up to the right. Can you square the hips off? Lengthen up. Twisting to your right, we take one more breath here. On your inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to your left. Right hand forward, left hand back. Feel your feet on the mat. Nudge the left hip forwards, right hip back. Use an inhale to reach up, gaze to thumbs. And exhale to forward fold, sun salute A. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, hands down, step back to your plank. We take an inhale here. And use an exhale to lower down. Inhale for cobra, push down, lift up any amount. And exhale takes it back to downward facing dog through your knees or through plank. And we're here for 5 full breaths. You make little adjustments and then allow yourself to be still and follow the breath. On your next exhale, look forwards. Step or lightly hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold forwards. Your inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands in prayer in front of the heart. And then root down through the left foot. And lift the right knee up. We're going to take a twist. Bring your right hand onto the hip, the left hand somewhere on your right thigh or the knee, and stand tall. You can stay here, gazing forwards, or you might windmill your right hand behind, coming into that twist again, and maybe turn the head to the side or maybe back to your back thumb. And if you need to lean against the wall, go ahead. We'll take 2 more breaths here, lengthening on the inhale. Gently drawing the right shoulder open with your exhale. Inhale back to center, hands in prayer, big toes touch. And we'll switch sides. Root through your right foot, lift the left knee up. The left foot is flexed, not just floppy. Right, left hand onto the left hip. Right hand outside the left knee or the thigh. Inhale to lengthen and root down through the right foot. And then move into your pose. So drawing the left shoulder open, maybe extending your left hand behind you. One more breath. Turn forwards, hands in prayer, big toes touch. On your next inhale, reach up, look up, and we'll flow through again. Exhale to forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, hands down, step back to your plank. And take an inhale here. Push the mat away. On your exhale, lower down. Just bend your elbows. Keep pushing the mat. Inhaling for your back bend, cobra or up dog. Exhale takes you back to down dog. You're welcome to drop down to child's pose whenever you need to. Scan through the body. Let go of any unnecessary tension. On your next exhale, looking forwards, make your way to the top of the mat and take a halfway lift. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold in with that length. Bend your knees if you need to. Inhale, rise up, reach up, big stretch. Exhale, hands in prayer. Stabilize the breath. Root down through the left foot, and you lift the right knee up. And we're going to add on here. So right hand onto the right hip. The left hand either comes outside the left knee, right knee, maybe to the outside of the right foot. And then you stand tall. Maybe you want to kick this right heel away from you. Then move into your twist. So you're either here, maybe with the right arm extended, or you're here, arm and leg extending. Feel free to lean against the wall if it's there for you. You take one more breath. Come back to center, hands in prayer, big toes touch. We'll shake it out if you need to. And we'll switch side. Feel your right foot on the mat and the left knee lifting up. Left hand onto the left hip. Right hand either to the left knee or the outside of the left foot. And then lift up through the crown. You can stay here or turn your gaze to the left. Maybe extend the left arm. Maybe kick out through the left foot. Now that left hip wants to kind of crunch up, push it down so you lengthen that space from your armpit to the hip. We come back to center with the hands in prayer and the big toes touch. Sigh out through the mouth. Release your hands down. We'll flow through one more time. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, folding forward, moving with the breath. You take a halfway lift, inhale. And we step back to plank, and you can always go straight back to down dog if you want. Use your next exhale to lower down onto your belly or chaturanga. Inhaling for a back bend. Exhale to down dog. And you reconnect with your breath. Two more breaths here.
And remember your intention. On your next exhale, look forwards, step or a light hop to the top, halfway lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands by your sides, mountain pose. Close the eyes. And work on the breath. Come back to the smooth, balanced rhythm. The inhale and the exhale are equal. And we open the eyes, bring the big toes to touch. On an inhale, hands come high, hands are shoulder width, the palms turn in towards each other. On your next exhale, sit down into chair. So here, squeeze the legs together, make them very strong. So if you can sit down a little bit deeper, lift the gaze so it's kind of at eye level, and that will help to keep the chest lifted. Take one more breath here. And then exhale, you fold forwards. Halfway lift, inhale. Step back to downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift your right leg up, three-legged dog. There's always the option to work on all fours. Use your exhale to step the right foot through, a light landing or a helping hand. We're going to drop the back heel down for pyramid, so we're working the front leg towards straight. Inhale to lengthen the spine. You can grab blocks or whatever props you have if you want to. You want to pull the right hip back, nudge the left hip forwards, and then fold in on your exhale. Release the head. There's no tension through the neck and the shoulders. You might have hands on the blocks. It might feel good to reach the hands forwards. Maybe feels nice to reach your fingertips out behind you. And then you breathe into this sensation, that stretch through the right leg. One more big breath in and out. On an inhale, take a halfway lift and a bend into the front knee. Step your left foot back, you're in a lunge. Left hand is under the left shoulder. We're going to open up into a twist, right hand high. This is a similar position that we just did standing. So strong through that back foot, back leg. That right hip wants to get involved, so pull the right hip back, squeezing the inner thighs together and spiraling the right shoulder open. Take one more breath. And release the top hand down. I'm going to pivot round to the left and take Prasarita. So the toes turn in a little bit. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, little bend in the knees and you fold forwards, letting the head go. Hands on your mat or a block or the outside edges of your legs or feet. And feel the weight of the head. And sometimes here it's nice to interlace your fingers around the neck and just let your forearms dangle. Get a little bit of traction through the neck and the spine. And take one more big breath here. Use an inhale for a halfway lift. You pivot round to the top of the mat, you're back in your lunge. You can step back to your plank, high plank, low plank, floating leg plank, and then you choose. You go straight to down dog or move through your vinyasa, exhaling to lower down. Inhale, opening into a back bend, open up through the chest. Exhale to down dog. Good. We take a couple of breaths here. And we'll move on to the second side. So root down to lift the left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, draws the left foot through. Coming into pyramid, step your back foot in. But you really want to feel this whole footprint on the mat. The back heel's not lifted. You're not rolling to either side of the foot. Shorten the stance as much as you need to. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, folding in. Don't forget to square off your hips. So it's a good idea to have the feet on train tracks. You will often get cued to come into a heel to heel alignment, but for me that just skews the hips to the side. There's no way that I could turn them to the top of the mat. So train tracks. And take one more breath here. Inhaling for a halfway lift, a bend into the front knee, and you step the right foot back. You're in a lunge, and we take our twist. Right hand down, left hand high. And then notice all the space here. So from your right hand to your left fingers, through the chest, and then lengthen from your left armpit to the left hip. And keep pushing into the right foot. One more breath. Bring your left hand down. Pivot round to the right. Take the toes in slightly, and we'll take a twist here. The right hand comes under your face, so it's either on your mat or a block, fingertips or palm. And then we're going to twist open to the left. Check in with your hips. That right hip wants to twist. Square the hips off so you feel that the twist is coming from the belly button to the left shoulder, out through the left fingers. One more breath here. Release the left hand down and switch sides. So keep your legs as they are. Left hand down, peel the right shoulder, the right arm open. And see now if you can lengthen from the top of your head out through your tailbone. So you're really sticking your bum out behind you. For one more breath. Release the top hand down. Fold in. Give the head a shake out, yes and no. Inhaling for a halfway lift. Pivot round to the top of your mat. You're in a lunge. You step back to your plank. Any variation of a plank. Go through your vinyasa or push back to down dog or child's pose. And whatever you're doing, the tension is on your breath. And take a break in child's pose if you wish. We're here for 3 deep breaths.
Meeting in down dog if you're ready. Use your next exhale to look forwards and make your way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold in. Big toes come to touch, sink your hips down, chair pose. On your next inhale, stand tall. Release the arms by your sides. And come back to your breath, to that default setting. We go through that sequence with a little bit of variation. On your inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, sit down into your chair. Take an inhale here. Exhale, hands come into prayer. Inhale, create some space. Exhale, we twist to the right, and you can either hook your left elbow over the right thigh or knee. If that's not doing for you today, you take an open twist. So lift the chest, reach one right hand back, left hand forward. Keep sinking the hips down. Good. Inhale back to center, hands in prayer. Exhale, take your twist to the left, either hook or spread your arms. Twisting from the belly button to the left shoulder. On your next inhale, back to center, hands in prayer. And exhale to fold forwards. Catch your breath. And we step straight back to down dog. Use an inhale to lift the right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, and you step the right foot through. Step the back foot in, pyramid. So find your feet here. We want a really strong foundation, because we're going to move into a twist. Feet are flat on the floor. The left toes turn out slightly. The hips are square. You might bend the right knee a little bit. Now the left hand is either under the left shoulder on the mat or on your block. You might bring that to the outside of the right foot. Right hand onto your lower back. And feel that foundation through the legs. And the rotation comes from the spine. So the legs don't need to move. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw the right shoulder open. Keep lengthening through the crown, out through your tailbone. Maybe if you feel it adds something to the pose, you reach your right hand high. And this is, for some reason, quite tricky. Not a pose that I enjoy doing very much, so we don't do it very often. But I think I'm getting there slowly. But still using that prop under my left hand. Take one more breath here, open up. And then release the top hand down. Step the left foot back into your lunge. And we're going to lift up into a crescent lunge. Reach the hands high. And we'll take a twist here. Windmill your right arm behind. And reach your left hand forwards. Hips are square, legs are still in that lunge position. They don't need to change. Can you draw the chest open to the right a little bit more? Good. One more breath. On your inhale, reach up, crescent lunge. Exhale, you place your hands down either side of the front foot. Take it back to a three-legged dog and give that leg a shake out. And we'll meet in down dog.
Now you are welcome to take a vinyasa if you wish, or just pause here, recalibrate the breath. We'll meet in down dog when you're ready, and we'll move on to the second side. You use an inhale to lift the left leg up. Exhale to step the left foot through. Coming into pyramid, find your feet. Work the front leg towards straight. You lengthen the spine. Position your hand either on your mat or block, either under the right shoulder or outside the left foot. Left hand on the lower back. Inhale, you lengthen. Push down into your feet to start that twist. Left shoulder opening. The left waist is lengthening. Maybe you lift the left hand high or just keep it resting on your back. And you breathe. Let each inhale create some space. Each exhale, some softness. One more breath. And you bring both hands onto the mat. Step the right foot back, you're in a lunge. Find your feet, we're going to lift up into that crescent lunge. There's always an option to drop the back knee down if you need to. And we'll take our twist. Right hand reaches forward. Left hand spirals behind you. Check in with your legs. Twisting the rib cage open to the left. We take 2 breaths here. Gaze is fixed on one spot. On your next inhale, reach up, crescent lunge. Exhale, place the hands down. Kick back to a 3-legged dog with the left leg high, give it a shake. And we're all going to come down into child's pose. Big toes touch, take the knees wide. Wriggle into it, let your forehead rest, supported on your mat or your hands or a prop. Take that time to settle the breath down. Notice that the heart rate steadies. Become aware of the physical sensations that are there. Taking a couple more breaths here. And then walk your hands in, come up to sit. Hips come over to one side and extend the legs forwards. Draw your right knee in and let it roll out to the side, Janu Shirshasana. So the right foot is inside the left leg.
There shouldn't be any discomfort through that knee. You can bring that foot down the leg if you need to. Inhale to lengthen the spine. And exhale, you tip forwards towards the left foot, which is flexed. Turn your gaze down towards your shin. Use an inhale to lift and lengthen out of the waist. And then exhale to fold in. And there's no need to try to grab your foot, but you're welcome to, as long as that doesn't cause stress through the shoulders. We hold here and breathe into the hip, to the leg, the lower back. Couple more breaths. And lifting out. Now bring your right knee up. And bring the right foot outside of the left thigh. And we're going to take an open twist to the left. So the left hand comes behind and we are twisting to the left. Normally we would twist towards that bent knee. We're twisting to the left today. Inhale, you lift and lengthen. Exhale, gently draw the left shoulder open. Now, those of you who've practiced with me during the last week will know where we're going with this, so you can have another go. But you can either hold it in this twist, or we're going to take it into a baby grasshopper or attempt to do it. So you stay twisting towards the left side of your mat and lean forwards. Bring your left hand down with the fingers spread really wide, like you're doing crow or chaturanga. You're going to reach your right arm to the outside of your left foot. Yeah, and keep looking to the left. So square off the shoulders towards the left. And then you're going to lean over a little bit more. My left leg is starting to lift up. You lean forwards, push down, whoops, and then you might get your bum to lift off the mat. So lean forwards, push down into your left palm, push down into your right foot, and you might get a little bit of air. Or maybe not. Who cares? But when it works, it's a bit of an aha moment. It's funny. So a couple more breaths playing with that. But really, it's that balance thing again. So when you get that lift forwards, you're kind of balancing. And when you're done, unravel the legs, shake them out. Unfortunately, I can't really see what you're all doing, so well done for trying or not. I will switch sides, so bring your left knee in. Left knee rolls out to the side, Janu Shirshasana. Inhaling, you lengthen. Exhale to fold in. So there's the hip opener here. The left knee is opening out. Your right heel pushes away from you. And the pelvis is tilting. And the spine lengthening out of the pelvis. We take 2 more breaths here. And rise back up. Bring your left knee up. Left foot crosses over. We're going to take that open twist to the right. Right hand behind. Left arm inside the left knee. Inhale, you lift up through the top of the head. Exhale, you twist. And you can stay here. Or we'll have another go at the baby grasshopper. So you lean, kind of roll over onto this left hip. Spread the right fingers wide, that right elbow bends. Left foot comes to the left hand to the outside of the right foot. Look forward, lean forwards. You want to feel that footprint on the mat, that right hand on the mat, and you push down and lift up. Maybe, maybe not. Couple more breaths. Good. And then we'll release. Unravel the legs. Hands behind your knees, bent, and we'll windscreen wiper from side to side. Come down onto your backs. We'll take Supta Baddha Konasana again. Soles of the feet together, the knees wide. Bring your arms into whatever position feels good, where you feel you want them to go. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And a long, slow exhale out through the mouth. All the way out to that last drop of breath. Two more like that. Inhale through the nose. Exhale mouth. One more time, big, expansive inhale. And a long and deflating exhale. We'll start to move now into Shavasana, extending one leg and then the other. You're welcome to keep your knees bent if you prefer. Bring your arms by your sides, the palms turn up. Squeeze your shoulder blades under the back. And pull some yawning faces, release your jaw, the tongue. Soften your forehead and your eyes. And let the whole body melt into your mat. Let the next few breaths soften everything. The whole body is heavy. Eyes softly closed. And the breath is soft, back to your natural rhythm. It will take a couple of minutes to be still and quiet. And I will cue you when it's time to come out of the practice. Start now to deepen the breath. And move the body, fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. When you're ready, drawing your knees in. Squeeze in, maybe rock side to side. And lazily roll over to one side. Make your way up to sit. Bring the hands into prayer in front of the heart. And take a moment to acknowledge the practice and the benefits that come with it. And thumbs come to the third eye between your eyebrows, and remember your intention. Use it whenever you need to. Bow the head to the heart to seal the practice. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Lovely to see you all this evening. Have a good evening, lovely sleep, and hopefully I will see you next week or in between. Don't forget my Friday afternoon restorative and yoga nidra if you'd like to join that.